Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we get to meet and learn from our CFE coaches. We also get to learn about some of our CFE CrossFitters and meet and learn some of our locally owned Glen Ed businesses and the characters behind them. I'm your co-host. I'm Dallas Amston. I'm the founder of the Men of Faith and Fire movement, and I've got a podcast of the same name. Today, I get to talk with the man himself, Coach Greg G. Skell. Coach G. Skelly. Sometimes when you say it twice like that, it sounds even cooler, Greg. You are the GM and part of the coaching team here at CrossFit. What's up, G. Skell?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling okay. I need to ask you about this morning's workout, though.
Oh,
something
great.
Something happened, and so as you know, the workout is lateral bar hops and overhead lunges,
Yep.
right? And we went to the workout. It's 15 hops over the bar, 10 overhead lunges, 5 rounds, right? So like it's kind of my jam.
Yeah.
And I was feeling good going to this workout. So I'm like, I'm gonna dial up this workout a little bit, go to RX plus on this workout.
You increased the weight?
Well, I increased the weight. I did the RX plus weight,
but
I also increased the reps of the jumps, right? I went from 15 to 20.
Sure.
Which, it's not a lot, but it's a 33% increase in the jump. So I'm like, that's got to be good enough to be RX plus, right?
Yeah.
So I did the 5 rounds, and I finished in a time that put my time as the fastest in the gym for the day, and I felt great about it. I'm like, I can't believe I did that, but that's fantastic, right?
I know what happened.
Yeah. So after the workout was done, Coach Bailey came up to me and she clarified that when she was in the morning classes, she had them do 15 reps as over and back as 1.
Yeah.
And I was doing over as 1. So I thought I was doing this workout, doing more reps than everybody else.
Yep.
And in fact, I was doing less than every single other person had done in the gym.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh. So now I had misunderstood the workout apparently. So I went from RX plus to scaled in the space of seconds.
Sure. I can only imagine what that did in your brain a little bit.
I was feeling so good. Like I thought, wow, I had the top score on this thing. I did RX plus. Nope. I didn't even do the same workout. I know it's you. Like I thought the jumps were definitely the worst part of that.
Yeah, no, so Coach Bailey had said to me before because I came in just for some open gym time between classes, and actually I should have told you, hey, make sure to check the rep scheme with her because I forgot. But she said to me, hey, over the bar and back is 1 rep. So basically it was 30 jumps. For those of you who are familiar with that. And in the 3rd round, I just turned to jelly. My legs just felt like I had all of a sudden put ankle weights on them, and I had added an additional 20, 30 pounds on that 3rd round. They got brutal and spicy fast. And so what was the RX plus weight on the barbell? Because the RX weight was 95 pounds. What was the RX plus?
115.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't have been able to do that because I know – for those of you who don't know, overhead lunges are G's jam. He loves them. He loves holding that bar over his head and doing the lunges. Do you do a back step lunge? Do you do a back step lunge or a front step lunge? Like, do you go forward or back?
I front step.
Yeah.
Both are good. Depends on a few things, but yeah, I'm a front step.
No, today I decided to front step, but it was brutal because for me, my shoulder mobility in my right arm is just a suck fest. So
keep working on your mobility, my friend. Don't force it.
I wasn't forcing it, but I just was like, and I at one point I thought I might just front rack this and just do it as a front rack lunge. But that was also when we hit the gates, as you like to say.
Yeah, he got to the gates where you're like, yeah, this has been effective. I don't feel like doing more reps.
Yep.
But coach says we're going to do more reps. So we're going to do more reps.
There's still time on the clock, so I guess I need to do something while I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Well, so yeah, I have to know then real fast before we get into today's conversation. Are you planning to redo this workout or are you going to just let it go?
I'm going to let it go. I got a great workout. Even getting it wrong, I got a great workout.
Yeah.
My legs feel fantastic now. I'm satisfied with the output. I accept I accept my error. I accept the consequences of my error. I'm all the way at the bottom of the gym with this workout because I scaled the crap out of it. But that's okay. I got a great workout. I feel good. It's good enough for me. I did what I needed to do today.
But you did RX plus the weight on the bar, so technically you got a moral victory there too.
There's a moral victory in it.
Yeah, there you go. So it is an interesting lead into our conversation today, because today on the podcast, everybody, we're going to actually be going through and trying to demystify some of the steps for a brand new CrossFitter who's just starting out at CrossFit Edwardsville. So it's fascinating that we're talking about a workout that G had to, like, we're demystifying some of what happens. Sometimes you work on the clock, sometimes you do this, sometimes you do that, but
sometimes you get it right, sometimes you make mistakes, but you know what? Even getting it wrong, you're miles ahead of everybody that didn't show up today.
That's right. Well, and I didn't actually finish on the cap today either on the workout. I slowed down a lot on second to last round, and it was just like, I'm going to slog through this last little bit. So even in failure, I still got fitter.
And you showed up. Like, you were here, you put in the work today. Yep. Even if you got time capped, you know what though? Like I said, miles ahead of everybody that's still out there thinking about it. Yep. Which, if that's the point where you're like, you're not part of a gym thing right now, it's okay to be in that consideration phase. And we'll talk more about that in a minute here, but it's okay to be brand new to all of this and just be considering it. And maybe this podcast we're doing today is a part of your consideration. Maybe it's a part of the process you need to decide, is this right for me? Yep. Is this coaching community the right place for me?
Yeah, for sure. So really, we're going to kind of talk about 3 steps, one step in each of our next couple of podcasts, but really that there are 3 steps in the process of starting out at CrossFit Edwardsville. And I'll just go ahead and tell you all 3 right now, and then tell you what we're going to talk about today. Step 1 is the no sweat conversation. And then step 2 is the first class experience. And then step 3 is actually your first 30 days at CrossFit Edwardsville at CFE, as you'll sometimes hear us call it. But in this podcast today, we're going to talk specifically about step number 1, the no sweat conversation.
And again, if you're new to CrossFit Edwardsville, or if you're new to CrossFit in general, you can learn a ton just by doing some research online, and we encourage you to. So if you want to learn more about what we do and who we are, you can learn a lot by doing research on us online. Like, for example, Google CrossFit Edwardsville. We are Google reviews. If you're on Facebook, find us there. We are Facebook reviews. We have 1,000 of them. You can find us on Instagram and check out videos and features of our CrossFitters, features on our coaches. There's a lot of cool, interesting material there, a lot of cool content you guys can dig into to get a sense for the feel, the flavor of CrossFit Edwardsville before you even have that no sweat conversation. But when you're ready to say, okay, I want to learn a little bit more about what this looks like for me personally, that's when you can reach out to us and set up time for that first conversation.
So let's talk about that, G. What is the no sweat conversation? Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, the no sweat conversation is what we call that first conversational interaction that you have with CrossFit Edwardsville. Usually, you've done some digging on us online. You've probably emailed back and forth a couple times. You may have texted us a couple times. And then that conversation, that very first interaction where we lay out for you what we do, you tell us about you, we help to connect the dots of where it all comes together. What's it look like for you? That is the no sweat conversation. Typically done by phone, sometimes in person, but most of the time it's done by phone. Yeah.
So usually too, let me ask you this. By the time someone's looking at a CrossFit facility, they're decided, I don't want to go with the Planet Fitness or the 24-hour fitness or whatever the Globo gym of the week is. Right. I name dropped there. You're going to probably have to bleep me or something for those. But by the time they've gone away from this like Globo gym thing and they've started looking at CrossFit, do you find in the no sweat conversations most people have a general idea of why they're wanting to explore CrossFit as an option?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, typically by the time we're having the no sweat conversation, people probably do know a little bit about us. And most of the time they have done the standard gym thing before.
Yeah.
And they already know before that conversation happens, they already know, you know what, the standard gym thing either isn't doing it for me anymore now, like I'm stuck, I'm not making progress, or I'm bored, or I just don't really know what to do, I need the guidance. Or they've done it in the past and they already know, you know, I've been down that road, it's not for me, I need more something. I want to have a more exciting gym experience. I want it to be more effective. I want it to actually work for me.
Yeah.
I need guidance or coaching or whatever. So they probably have come to that, I guess, personal epiphany that, yeah, the average gym isn't for me anymore. I want more. Or maybe they have an average gym thing that they like, but it's incomplete. Like, you know, I like going to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah. Like, you know, I go to the gym. I really like doing my back, bis, and tris day. Right. And I guess some good results from that, but I'm recognizing there is more out there. There's so much more that I could achieve. There's so much more that I could be a part of.
Yeah.
There's so much more excitement that I could have in my gym journey. I want to add this to what I'm doing in addition to my Spartan race prep, in addition to my running that I love doing, in addition to like the Sunday night soccer league that I'm a part of. I love that, but I want to augment it by adding on something that's going to take me to that next level.
Sure. And there may even be conversations, maybe you're listening to this going, man, I don't even know what back and bis and chest and tris and all of that. Like, I don't go do that stuff anyway. I'm at the elliptical, or I'm not even mobile right now, but I'm wanting to get my fitness under control. You can still start with CrossFit. I mean, you don't have to be a certain fitness level to start CrossFit. I think I've told this story before, but you know me, G, I'm an old school pro wrestling fan. And I remember Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the greatest of all time. He wanted to work out at Venice Beach. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, wrestles 300 nights a year, champion, sells more t-shirts than anybody in the world at his prime. And to go work out at Venice Beach, he's like, man, I had to train. I had to train and cut weight and lift heavy for 8 weeks before I even felt like I could go to Venice Beach. So he had to be, quote, in shape before he could go there and work out. That is definitely not the case with CrossFit. We have people at all different levels of fitness. So in the no sweat conversation, just keep in mind, everybody, you don't even have to be active at a gym right now to take the best step in your fitness, which is CrossFit. So, G, when someone calls in, they've done their research, what should they expect with this step of the process? Like they call in to have this no sweat conversation. They know they're going to talk to you or one of the team members. What should they expect from that?
Yeah, and this is what we consider to be the first real step here at CrossFit Original. It's the first step of the new CrossFitter journey. The first thing I'd say in terms of what to expect, it's very conversational. It's very conversational. It's going to be a back and forth, very relaxed. We call it the no sweat conversation for a reason. Like, I'm not going to make you sweat. This is not a workout. It's just a conversation. It's very chill. And in the conversation, we'll learn your story. We'll learn your aspirations through a guided series of questions, which have been tested and refined over literally thousands of no sweat conversations that we've done in the last 11 years. And it helps us to really set the proper stage for what we do, what you want to get out of this, and where is the intersect? What does your journey look like from here?
Yeah. And having gone through the process, everybody, I can tell you it's really about discovering your goals as an individual. The team wants to know what you want to get out of it. And I think that's a really important key to it. So G, obviously we're kind of keeping these a little shorter here, but how can a potential, an aspiring, or even an interested CrossFitter take this next step if they want to have that conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, before we get to that, I'll share one last piece here. That the no sweat conversation, the no sweat conversation is only going to take as long as it needs to take. But it is best to book this for a time that you're not at work, where you won't be distracted. We know that you're busy. Like, chances are, if you're even considering CrossFit at Edwardsville, you are probably a working professional. We know that about you already. And we're gonna be very respectful of your time. And it's true, we have college students, college athletes, high school students, high school athletes, youth students, youth athletes, part of our community as well. But we respect that you are probably the kind of person that is out there doing all the things to maximize life, to be like to be a top performer to be great, you're probably already going out there and living a great life, and you're busy. We were very respectful of that, and we'll be respectful of your time in the conversation as well. We want everybody to know that before they go into the no sweat conversation. And then second, we're not going to ask you to buy anything. That's not the point of the call. We're not asking you to purchase. We're not asking you to commit to a membership. It is not that thing at all. It's us identifying, are you the kind of person that would love what we do? Is what we do even what you want out of a gym experience?
Yeah.
And then helping to demystify the journey going forward. And we'll kind of lay out the next steps in the journey. Step 2, the first class experience. We'll talk about that in the next podcast as well.
Yeah.
But towards your question, you had a question for me. What was that again?
That was, well, really, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the website here too, but to someone who wants to take that next step and have that conversation, what should they do?
Yeah, CrossFitEdwardsville.com. Once you've done the homework on us, you're like, all right, I think I'd like to have this chill conversation with a coach here at CrossFit Edwardsville. Go to our website, and there'll be links there you can find right off the homepage. Are you new? Click that button.
Yep.
It'll take you to a page where there's a scheduler link, so you can schedule a time for a no sweat conversation that is convenient for you.
Awesome. And again, everybody, just so you have that website, it's CrossFitEdwardsville.com. You can kind of see here as I'm doing it, new to CrossFit. You can see on the screen if you're watching us via video, RSVP for a no sweat conversation. So it's a simple couple of clicks and you're right into it to get that conversation with a coach. And obviously you select your time, you select the thing that works best for you. And that's all available at our website, CrossFitEdwardsville.com. G, any other thoughts for anybody before we let them go for today?
I think we've outlined this first step of the process, and hopefully made it more approachable, less scary for anybody who's on the outside looking in, considering CrossFit. Again, in this conversation, it's very chill, it's relaxed.
Yep.
And so even if you're still at that consideration phase, you're not sure about CrossFit, you might have been fitnessing somewhere, you may not have been fitnessing somewhere, you might be just looking to get back into the game. That's okay. Our coaches would love to talk to you. So
for sure,
book that no sweat conversation. We'll have a conversation and just see where it takes us from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. And then in our next episode, we're going to talk about that first class experience. But in the meantime, I want you to go out there, have a championship day.